Hey there, folks. I got two more knives here from Sharp by Design. This one is the Void designed by Brian Nadeau, which is produced by Reate. And this one is a custom Void XL from Brian Nadeau. Now, I wanted to hold this up in front of you guys. I've been looking at these things for like 20 minutes now, studying it. And I wanted to show you guys the similarities and differences. Right off the bat, you guys will say, yes, that it's pretty much the same shape, same cutout of the frame lock, almost a similar shape, almost, on the pocket clip. Definitely similar shape on the the blade void or blade window. Similar almost in the hardware, except this one, Brian's, is proprietary, and Reate's mimics it, but it's a Torx, right, on one side. The other side is pretty much same like Brian. You can see that this particular Void, I think you could do the Void with this window or with inlays. And Brian's, Brian can do pretty much whatever you want. He did some custom milling on this Void XL. All right. You can see that the Reate has hidden hardware on this side, on the show side, and Brian has the exposed hardware on this side. So I think what Reate did is basically they're using this pocket clip screw to hold down this side of the handle. Others have talked about this before. You can see it. It's almost seamless, but it's not an integral. It's two pieces of titanium married so tightly. I mean, you can see it on my camera because I got it under the light, but under the naked eye, it's barely discernible. And I think that's how they marry the the two handles together with that one screw and the pivot. That's a clean job right there by Reate. I'm sure that's Brian's design. That is clean. I don't know why Brian doesn't do that. Well, Brian does the floating backspacer, floating titanium backspacer, or whatever material you want him to do for you, he can do. So, integrated backspacer, kind of floating backspacer. Milled pocket clip. Milled pocket clip. Inserts, steel inserts. Both have Brian Nadeau's detent nub. I already showed that in the other video. You guys want to see it again? I'll show you again. This is full service. Let's see. Come on, light. There. Detent nub. And Reate, Brian gave them permission to do it also. Also has the detent nub. Yep. So no lightning pockets on the inside of this Reate Void, but it does have this milled out section. Brian doesn't have it either. No milled out pockets. But if you opt to get like the inlays, that will definitely lighten up the knife a lot. Similar shape on the blade. Both have that swedge right there. You can see it. Right? So Brian offers, I'm not sure what Reate offers, but Brian offers different spines. So basically his spines, he does it like this with the swedge. And then he does like a harpoon style, right? Which comes up with a little bump. And then he does another one, which like also has a harpoon, but kind of has like the Persian swoop. You're going to have to look at it on his page. I don't have pictures of it. But those are the three offerings he has on the spine of the blade. Now, I know that they have this in Damasteel. This is one pattern that they have. They have another one that's almost like a raindrop. But Yeah, but you can see also that it's got the peaks on the pivot, right? Riyadh does a nice job of that. But look what Brian does. So Brian mills it out so. Got so much information on this knife. If you guys can see it, it's got striations. That's the CNC machining right there. And you can see how it peaks to form like that volcano, that wide mouth volcano for the pivot. And you can see can you guys see the shape? That's purposeful. Brian almost puts like a design on it to get that volcano. And you can see the striations just going around to mill out that bump where Riyadh just, basically machines it clean, right? And Brian's trying to put this texturing. This one, he's got like these straight line striations. And on this Nemesis, he's got like this micro checkering, right? These are the finishes that Brian can do for you when he does your custom Void, your custom Arch Nemesis. He did this grid pattern, this checkering on the handle, on the lock side, and on the show side. That's a lot of computing right there. That is a lot of work. I know Brian said it's tedious. The blade does have a hollow on Brian's, and on the Riyadh, on the Damasteel, it's a flat grind. Big difference. Lot of differences. Now, I said on the Arch Nemesis that he does this bead blast, but it's not a traditional bead blast. If you can see right there, you can see where the machine passes through to create like the hollow and the grind on this blade. You might even see the lines right there. You see it? So Brian doesn't use a blasting cabinet like most knife makers. He does all this on the CNC machine, right? Now, I'm not sure how many passes he does. I'm sure it's several to get that hollow. And then he probably finishes off with his version of a bead blast. So it's what he uses. He told me it's CNC milled, but he uses this media, which is glass. And he does a glass bead blast through the CNC with the CNC. And his glass media, he says, it's like little glass spheres. Little glass micro triangles. Not triangles, spheres, little circles. What am I talking about, Michael? That's what a sphere is. So he says it's not as aggressive, right? Because in a blasting cabinet, that's like sand or whatever they use. They use glass too. But on the CNC machine, it's not as aggressive, right? It creates little miniature micro peens on the surface, and that's what you see there. Nice, right there, you see it. Isn't that crazy? That is nuts machining. You can see it on the swedge. See the lines? And that's what Brian does. That is the magic of CNC. That is a lot of science. Right now, I'm not sure how Riyadh does it. And it's hard to tell on this one because this is Damasteel and it's got that pattern on it. But equally as sexy at a more affordable price, the Riyadh version is. I think he does it also on the pocket clip. Same glass media. It's more discernible on this. You might be able to see the pattern. Do you see it? It's right there. That's the pattern that creates that bead blast lug. You see it? Little tiny. That's crazy, bro. I love how everyone does reviews on it, but no one does a side-by-side comparison. Like, you really have to have them together, and I'm happy and fortunate to have the opportunity to do this. And I'm going on 10 minutes already, but just wanted to show that to you guys really quick. Maybe I'll do another part 2, but All right, that's it for this one. Peace.